Major League Soccer is finally back. We just got done wrapping up our second weekend of the regular season here for the 2024 season, and things are looking up. I mean, we've got Messi in Inter Miami. He brought his crew from Barcelona, and they've already got off to a flying start, which is awesome. My team, St. Louis City, they're coming off a record-breaking year, looking to hope and continue that run. But there's one thing that we need to talk about. The Lamar Hunt US Open Cup has been around since 1913, over 100 years now. And just now, the MLS has decided they want to get rid of their top league MLS teams to play in it anymore. Why? Well, the reason why is the newly founded Leagues Cup, which started last year in 2023. Now, don't get me wrong, I personally really like the idea of the Leagues Cup. I mean, you take the MLS, you take Liga MX, the United States, and Mexico, and the few teams from Canada too. We'll throw them in there as well, right? It's a great idea. You've got 47 of the best teams in the entire continent going up against each other in a month-long tournament to try and figure out who the best team out of those 47 is during that year at that time. The idea is absolutely amazing. I got behind it last year. I really enjoyed it. But the problem is MLS has decided to use the Leagues Cup as an excuse to pull out of the Open Cup. And for me personally, it's just not okay. I think this is an absolutely terrible decision. I mean, let's look at it linearly throughout the entirety of the MLS calendar, right? Which is from February, the very end of February, all the way until about the beginning of December now. You have the MLS starting end of February, going all the way to the end of the playoffs, end of December. Well, first off, 9 teams from each conference make the playoffs. And in the Western Conference, there's 14 teams. The Eastern Conference, there's 15. So over half of each conference makes the playoffs. So, like, quite honestly, the MLS right now doesn't matter for the first couple of months of the season, because you could say, look at Kansas City last year. They didn't win a game until game number 11 last year. And they end up getting in the 8th seed. They beat San Jose in the play-in game. They beat St. Louis, unfortunately, in the first round. And they have, you could say, a successful season. They went unbeaten in their first 10 games. It didn't matter. So why are we saying that the Leagues Cup, which is only in August, they just block off the entire month of August for that. Why are we saying that there's too much match congestion to suggest to pull the MLS teams out of the Open Cup? I mean, the Open Cup is just now starting, I believe, if I remember correctly, and it goes all the way on until September. I'm trying to think, because Miami was in both the Leagues Cup final and the Open Cup final. So I guess it was like somewhere in September, maybe October. No, it was more like September when the US Open Cup final was. So by that point, towards the end of the regular season-ish time period when the Leagues Cup is happening as well, like, there's not that many teams left. Like 8, maybe 16 teams left around that time. So the match congestion that's not a good enough excuse to me. It makes absolutely no sense. I mean, there's so much history to this trophy and to this competition that just trying to get rid of it as far as the greatest, the highest league in America, it just makes no sense. Why would you want to disqualify yourself from the most historic and best competition in the entire country? I mean, this is like saying the top 6 in England don't want to be in the FA Cup anymore because they're going to go do that Super League thing that they tried to do a couple of years ago. Or like Barcelona and Real Madrid just want to get out of the Copa del Rey. You know, Bayern Munich, Borussia Dortmund, Bayer Leverkusen, like all these top... It makes no sense. No one in Europe, no one around the world would ever think, yeah, you know what? Because these teams are playing too many games, we'll just get rid of the domestic cup, the most prized possession in most people's eyes in the entire country. Like, it makes absolutely no sense to me. I mean, just look at all the history that's right here. New York, 26 titles. California, 15. Pennsylvania, 14. Missouri, 11. Well, 10, because these guys right here, they don't play in Missouri anymore. They're, Shopping Mall FC, right? So they don't count, but 10 titles for Missouri. I mean, maybe it's just because I see this list and Missouri's kind of, close to the top. But, like, there are a bunch of fans all across the country for every single club that just despises the fact that MLS is out of the Open Cup this year. Oh, but wait, little plot twist here for you. Actually, some MLS teams are going to be playing this year, and some of the second teams are going to be playing. As you see here, Atlanta, Dallas, Houston, who won the Open Cup last year. I think, say what you will, I think a small silver lining is that Houston's going to be able to defend their title is pretty cool. Just the fact that they get to defend it. But, I mean, they've got 7 other MLS teams and a bunch of lower league teams. Maybe, you know what, I'm actually going to withdraw that statement because that's the magic of the Open Cup. Anyone could win it. I mean, you go back to the other slides, like other teams lower than MLS teams have won it before. So that was out of line, but like the point stands, like the best competition aren't going to be in it. So why would you, like, I just don't know. It just doesn't feel right anymore. Like, I don't know. Kansas City, LAFC, Real Salt Lake, San Jose Earthquakes, Seattle Sounders. Like, kudos to them. I did see somewhere, I wouldn't be able to find it to show it on screen here, but I believe something I saw showed that like the board that was helping make this decision was consisted of a majority of these teams. So they decided that their teams were going to play, but everyone else wasn't. So at the end of the day, it still kind of made them look half good and everyone else looked like crap, which is not a good look, honestly, in my opinion. But, you know, and you got the second teams in here, you know, Austin 2, Carolina Core, Chattanooga Football Club, Crown Legacy. I thought all 3 of those are... Anyway, like, you can see them on screen. I don't know all of the... a couple of these, I don't know their, main club, the California in Chattanooga. But California, it's Carolina, Drake. Come on, I'll get it eventually. But it just, I don't understand why they're doing this. It makes no sense to me. The only thing that I would actually enjoy seeing is if they kept all the MLS teams in, but also just threw in all the MLS Next teams in there too. So you had St. Louis City SC and the 2 team could potentially face each other. Like, I don't know. I think that would be pretty darn cool to see the LA Galaxy go up against LA Galaxy 2. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just in the minority there. I'm probably not though. But yeah, the fact that all of this has been going down, it makes no sense to me, and I quite frankly hate it. So let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments below. You've obviously heard my stance on it. I think this is a terrible look for MLS. They need to get back in the Open Cups, hopefully tomorrow, but at least by next season, and that this never happens again. I'm in a lot of the St. Louis City circles. I see a lot of what's going on online with us. Everyone's saying to boycott the Leagues Cup. Why not? I mean, like I said earlier, I'm all for the Leagues Cup. I think it's a really good idea on paper, and last year it was a very fun tournament. And I think there's definitely space for the Leagues Cup, but I think the fact that they're trying to take all of the spotlight and put it in the Leagues Cup and take out the Lamar Hunt US Open Cup, I think it's terrible. I think they need to either have both or just have the Open Cup, really. But yeah, those are my 2 cents. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like on it. If you really enjoyed it, hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I can't thank you enough for all the support that you guys have been showing. It really does mean the world to me. So thank you so much. And until next time, take care and peace.